Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class. And today we are here with the Block City poem of Unit 2. Okay, we are or in which the chapter 2. In chapter 2, we have seen a poem, Block City. We are continuing it now. Okay, so last day we have finished what? Yeah, chapter 3, Colorful Shoes, and after that we are completing chapter 2 poem, that is Block City. Okay, now let's begin the chapter. And who is the writer of this poet of this poem? Is Robert Louis Stevenson. Who is that? Robert Louis Stevenson. Okay. So now let's continue the chapter. Continue the poem. We'll read and we'll explain the poem. Okay. So the first stanza is, what are you able to build with your blocks? What are you able to build with your blocks? You must have seen some blocks which is used to means we are playing with that blocks, and we are building some other kinds of animals also. We are arranging it in such a way that we can make alphabets too, and by arranging the blocks we can even make a house, castles, or whatever the things. So what are you able to build with your blocks? Castles and palaces, temples and docks. Okay, so what are the things we can build? Castles and palaces, temples and docks. Rain may keep raining and others go roam, but I can be happy and building at home. Means if the rain will happen, everyone will go here and there. But what can I do? I can be happy and building at home. I will stay at home and I will build my building with the blocks. Second stanza. Let the sofa be mountains, the carpet be sea. There I'll establish a city for me, a kirk and a mill and a palace beside, and a harbor as well where my vessels may ride. So now the poet is telling that the the sofa will be the mountain, the sofa will be the mountain, and the carpet by be a sea. What can be the sea? The sea can be the carpet. Okay, there I will establish a city for me, and there he will establish a city. He will establish a city, a kirk and a mill and a palace beside. He want to make kirk. Kirk means church, okay? A mill and a palace beside. A palace, you know the kingdom palace, you know? So he will make that, and a harbor as well where my vessels may ride. Here vessels means steep ship, okay? Which is riding over on water. A harbor, he will build a harbor. Harbor means where the ships rest, where the ships and boats rest. He will make that. Great is the palace with the pillars and wall, a sort of a tower on top of it all. Means he will place pillars and walls and a sort of towers top of it all. Means on top of it top, he will make a palace with pillars and walls, with the help of these blocks, and steps coming down in an orderly way to where my toy vessels lie safe in the bay. And he will make the steps orderly like the stairs, how we are using in our home stairs. It is in such a way, in such a order that we can use that stairs to climb up and down, right? So he will make some steps coming down in an orderly way to where my toy vessels lie safe in the bay. Means in the sea, the toy vessels, the toy ships will be safe in that sea. This is one is sailing, and that one is moored. This one is sailing means the things will be sail here, and and that one is moored. The attached and tied means one will sail, the vessels, the one ship will sail, and other will take rest. It should be tied in the harbor. Hark to the song of the sailors on the board. Hark means listen. Listen to the song of the sailors on board, and see on the steps of my palace the kings coming and going with the presents and things. And the king all will visit there with the presents and things, with the gifts, pleasant gifts, and they will visit there with the things. Okay, so this is all about the poem here. Um, Now let's recite the poem once. So, this is the block city, and we'll recite the poem. What are you able to build with your blocks? Castles and palaces, temples and docks. Rain may keep raining and others go roam, but I can be happy and building at home. Let the sofa be mountains, the carpet be sea. There I'll establish a city for me, a kirk and a mill, and a palace beside, and a harbour as well, where my vessels may ride. Great is the palace with pillars and wall, a sort of a tower on top of it all, and steps coming down in an orderly way to where my toy vessels lie safe in the bay. This one is sailing, and that one is moored. Hark to the song of the sailors on board, and see on the steps of my palace the kings coming and going with presents and thanks. So this is all about the poem. Now we'll go through the exercises of the poem. Okay. So now we will see about poem appreciation. Okay. So who is the I in the poem? Who is the I in the poem? I is a I in the poem is a child. Okay. Underline all the words and phrases that support your answer, because the words and the phrases are like but I can be happy and building at home. This can be then as well where my vessels may ride, means these are the things in his imagination he is telling about about the block city what he wanted to build. The speaker is lost in the world of imagination. Is there more than one person involved in the play? Yes. How do you know that? I know that because the poet is expressing his thought to someone, because in the poem you have seen, he told that, and see on the steps of my place. He is telling someone to look there, right? And one more line, he told that, and there I will establish a city for me. Okay, many are there, but I am giving you example that he is explaining his thought and expressing his way of while building a block city, and he is telling to someone. So this way it is proved that one more person is there, including the speaker. Rain may keep raining and others go roam, but I can be happy and building at home. What information about the speaker do we get from this line? The information get that he is totally interested in building the house. He don't want to go here and there, because many of the thing, people's person, animals, or whatever the things, they roam in raining, but I can be happy building at home. I can stay at home and I can build the home and I will be happy. For the speaker build a city in the living room. Name the place he or she builds as a part of the city. So it is clear that the sofa be the mountain, the sofa and the carpet. Sofa and the carpet is the places as a part of the city, and um, the speaker mentioned sofa and carpet. What other pieces of furniture do you imagine are being used? I think means sofa, carpet, or whatever the things um, candles, for kirk, church, mill wall clock. Many are there. Okay, vessels. The ship vessels refers to ship here, so he can use the toys also. Okay, the poet uses the word to create a clear visual imaginary of the city. As one reads the poem, one can see the city being built. How does the poet manage to do this? How does he manage? Clue is given. Use of the let the sofa be involves the reader. B use of this one is sailing and that one is again involves us, and C commands like hark to the sailor. Okay, so these are the things through which we can say that the poet managed to do this. Means because he told that let the sofa be mountain, the carpet be the sea. Okay. Second one, he told that this the vessels one will sail and one will be tied and attached. Third, he told that hark to the song of the sailors on the board, means listen to the song of the sailors on the board. Okay. So these are the things, a clear visual imaginary of the city. Okay. List the words that rhyme to the end with the following sounds. Now, this you have to do because I have given this in the assignment too. Double E words, INGS words, OM words, and OKS. Okay. Seventh stanza, I think this we can do in the class. I work with a partner. You have to do it yourself, that you have to add some more lines to this poem while you know about the rhyming imaginary things, right? You have to means you have to make your mind with the rhyming words. The words should rhyme together and it should be an imaginary one. Okay. Okay, now activity. Let's engineer our own paper builds block. Now you can building means build some blocks, paper building blocks. Okay, you have to be your own engineer. Cut 1 inch wide and 3 inches long strips of colored paper. Fold each stripes into the third along the length. Tape the open. You can take the help of YouTube also for making this paper building blocks. Tape the open edges together to form a triangle. Repeat folding and cutting until you have a bunch of blocks. Okay, you have to make the blocks with the paper, and you have to color that paper. You have to make the stripes. Yesterday I have told you about the paper mache ball, in which you have to make some of the stripes, paper stripes, like that also you can make. Cut some paper planks, 1 inch wide stripes of paper that can be used 3 to 6 inches long. Start positioning the triangle in a row. Alternate between triangles that are right side up and upside down. You have to take the help of YouTube, I think. And a plank or two or top of each layer. When you have a few layers, you have to just make a 3 inches or 1 inches wide striped papers, and after that you have to make one more planks which should be like 1 inch wide, and you have to make long. How much long you have to make? 3 to 6 inches. Okay, I think your palm size you have to make that, and you have to positioning it in a triangle. Okay, in a triangle form. And when you have a few layers, you can test how strong your paper structure is balancing object on of it. means you have to just place it on a paper and you have to put some lightweight things over it, and you can see that how your paper building block can balance object on it. So this is all about the poem and the structures appreciation. Read the poem, okay, and study more about Robert Louis Stevenson, because you have to find it yourself, okay, and because this is given in your assignment too, and you have to find out the rhyming words of this poem, and rest is there. Go with the video and assignments properly. So all the best.